Uncertainty from start to finish. Are you glad for the game to finish in some respects?
I don't know. I think my emotions are. I'm disappointed. Disappointed with the way that we played under the conditions. Really, to be fair, I thought we didn't show enough quality when we did have the ball in good areas. We didn't show enough imagination up front in difficult conditions. To be fair, when some of the decisions that we had to make when we got into good positions, we just didn't make them the right ones today. And when we did, the quality just wasn't there. We gave away. I mean, the penalty kick. I don't know. I haven't seen anything in that to be a penalty, and that's obviously made it very difficult for us. But we never worked our goalkeeper anywhere near enough. Played with two front men. We left the two front men on, but we just didn't seem to make a dent on them all evening. Didn't show the imagination or maybe the service into them. So all in all, disappointed for the people who have travelled here again. Such a long distance and such a cold night. So disappointed is my feeling.
And in that context, but at the same time, that first goal, I don't think you could legislate for that shot.
I thought it was a good finish. I think it's a great finish. But if I'm speaking about us, I'm thinking, where's my midfield players 30 yards from goal? It's a great strike for the boy. Listen, let's give him the credit for that. But I'm thinking, midfield player 30 yards from goal, should he get a free shot at goal and have nobody around him with 10 yards of space? So that was disappointing. And then the penalty obviously has finished a difficult first half.
And in that context, midfield really just seemed to be forced back on every instance. They didn't have too many chances to get past their opponent or set the forwards free. Was that an area of disappointment? I know you mentioned it.
Front men disappointed with them. Listen, it was a disappointing performance. Let's make no mistake about that. Disappointing all over. Didn't show enough quality all over from what we really are. Didn't show the quality that we know that we have and have done in the recent weeks and months. We spoke about it before, what it was going to be like, how difficult the conditions were going to be, and we just didn't seem to start heeding the warning from the start. We picked an adventurous team as we possibly could to try and get through the tie because we wanted to do well in it, and we're disappointed about it.
And the conditions you mentioned, it started off for a certain extent of time. We weren't sure if it was going to be on with the fog coming down, and then it seemed to be that the pitch was getting a really icy surface second half.
Yeah, but you've just got to be able to adapt and adjust to that. That's what we keep speaking about. That's what the game is asking you. It's asking, can you play in the conditions and be a threat? It's asking you when the ball goes forward, it's not going to come forward to you beautifully because it's bumpy and bobbly. But you've got to find a way of being hard to play against up at that end of the pitch. You've got to find a way of getting it to them. We didn't do that enough with the quality that we know that we have. We didn't make enough of an impact in the final third. And like I say, the quality of front men that we've got, we haven't made the goalkeeper make a single save. I don't believe in the whole game, so that's disappointing.
On that basis, do you say to yourself, well, do I juggle the team? Do I look at what I need to change? No. Or do you say, right, let those players...
No, not at all. What we say is, tonight was a disappointing performance that we were disappointed about, but we know the qualities that we have. We all can put our finger on what we know, but we should have done better. We didn't do it this evening. And what we do is we get them back in again on Wednesday, and we get everybody going again for the most important thing now is the league. But what I must stress is we're disappointed about because a lot of people came here to support us this evening in difficult conditions, and we just I think for want of a better sort of statement, we just didn't turn up.
And finally, Adam Buxton, from where we were sat, it looked a pretty horrific challenge which gave the referee no choice as to the decision, but he's come off with a bit of a marking down his shin, limping heavily. How is he? Do you know at this stage?
We don't know at this stage, but certainly that's what's happened. Let's not speak about referees because that takes away from what I believe our performance. But listen, I think we're all getting used to that now, aren't we?
Yes, we've said enough on this evening about the referees, so you don't need to worry about that.
Well, but we're not going to make excuses. We still have to perform on our own. We still have to make people defend. We still have to make an impact. Whatever way that is, you've got to find a way of doing that.
And at the end of the day, it's regardless of the cup and the glory, it's the league that matters, and hopefully Saturday's
that's
the
what
game.
we've got now. That's what we've got now. We now know our full focus. 23 league games to go. It's solely on that now. Disappointed about because I wanted to do well and I want to try and get Tranmere to the final and to Wembley, but this evening our performance wasn't good enough to try and do that.